everyone, it's Susan Jones and welcome back to my Susan Sunday Spotlight. Now I know some of you are already out of school or you're getting out this week or maybe even next week, and that is awesome, but I know quite a few people up here, especially in Massachusetts and on the East Coast, aren't really getting out till the middle or end of June. So this video might be more geared towards them, as I'm going to show you how to make an end of year trivia game. The way this video is going to work is I'm going to explain a little bit about what you need in order to play this game, and then I'm going to dive right into a screencast of how you are actually going to edit this game to make it work for you and your kids. So let's dive in. To get started, all you are going to need for this game is PowerPoint of some kind. This type of game is one that I would put up on a smart board or some sort of Promethean board, or basically like an interactive board that you can play with your students. Students don't need to come up and actually touch it. If you want to just use a projector, you can do that as well. But the idea is that this is a whole class game where you can go ahead and insert the questions that you think your students need to review at the end of the year. Now, naturally, this is kind of a group game because it's kind of like Jeopardy, so I would usually have my students do this in groups if I'm doing it whole class. Of course, if you're doing it small group, you can individually keep points. It's totally up to you. Now, before I dive in for the screencast to show you how to edit this game that you'll be receiving, I want to make sure that you understand you need PowerPoint to open and edit this game. Once you have the PowerPoint, I'm going to show you what it looks like and how to go ahead and edit your own questions in there. And then once you've played the game, you can just open up a new copy and make some new questions and play it again and again for the rest of the year. Just for your information, I did not include any sort of scorekeeping sheet in this activity, so you can go ahead and just do that on your whiteboard or have students keep track of their points themselves. That's the easy part, and that's up to you. So go ahead and watch the next few minutes of this video, so when you click the links down below afterwards, you know exactly what to do. Hey everyone, so like I said, you will need PowerPoint in order to do this interactive game. So when you open up your folder, you're going to see two files. One will say end of year review example, and the other will say end of year review editable. I'm going to go into the editable one to show you how you're going to create your own. So you just double click to open it. And you will always see I've protected it so it can't be edited. So every time you open it, you'll have to click this button that says edit anyway. So you go ahead and click that. And the only page or slide that you do not want to edit is this first one right here. This first slide I'm going to show you has these clear boxes right here. I'm going to go ahead and put that back. That are saved, and they're all linked so that the slideshow and the presentation works for you. So if you accidentally move them out of the way, you can either press undo so they all go back to where they're supposed to be, or you can cancel out and open up this form, open up this slideshow again, this PowerPoint, and everything will be back in the right order for you as long as you don't save over it. So what you will want to do is you'll see each category: math, literacy, science and social studies, and wildcard. I tried to make these as vague as possible so you could add whatever you needed to. So on the math ones, they're also, you can see each box, so they're supposed to, the questions get harder and they're worth more points. So the next slide right here is for math, 10 points. And so where it's red right here, this is where you will go ahead and insert your question. You won't want to move or edit anything else on the slide. Again, this background here is just an image. Let me put that back. Down here, there's another link box that you don't want to move. So you're only just going to double click this text box right here and insert your question. So since this is a math for only 10 points, you might want to do something simple like solve this equation. Let's see, we'll do 10 plus 21 or something like that. And then so once that is ready, you can just go on to your next slide, and you will continue to go ahead and insert whatever math, literacy, science, and social studies questions you want. Once you have gone ahead and entered all of those the way you want to, you can do one of two things. You can immediately just play the show and play the game. So when you do that by clicking up here, which is start from the beginning, this little button right here, or you can go to slideshow and play from the beginning. So just to show you what that looks like, this is what it brings up. And you'll see down here it says slide 1 of 1. I have made it so that only this first slide actually shows. So if the first group chooses math for 10 points, you'll just go ahead and click that button, and it brings you right to your math slide with the question that you inserted. So after the students get it either correct or incorrect, what you'll do is you'll click the points button down here, and it should bring you back to the beginning. So this will work for every single one. So literacy, 30 points. It brings you to the literacy question that you will have typed in. 30 points is down here to remind you. And again, this corner button where the points are is always how you get back to the front. So let me exit out of here for a minute. The other thing, like I said, you could do if you want to save this and you want to go ahead and keep this presentation to use again, like the one after you've already inserted all your questions, you will just want to go ahead and press File, Save As. And then in your folder, whatever it is, let's say instead of editable, you want to save it as quiz 1, whatever you want to call it, so you remember, and you can go ahead and press save.
And then let's open that up. So now in your folder, on your desktop, wherever you have it, you will have the editable one that I gave you. And again, you don't want to save over that. So always leave that out, because every time you open it up, if you had made a mistake on the first slide, like I said, it will be fixed for you in here. You can go back to it. There's the example one that I'll show you in a minute that I created for you. And then here's your quiz one that you can click and open. And again, you'll just click and open, press edit anyway, and then go right to your slideshow. And that'll have all the questions that you had saved before. If you already played this game once and you don't really feel like you need to go back and save this one because you're just going to type in new questions, then just don't save over it at all. You can just play and make new questions as you go. So let me exit out of quiz one. The other one I want to show you is just the example that I made. So this one I had already inserted questions, and I did this based on end of year first grade. So let me go to file, or sorry, I'm going to go up here to slideshow, play from beginning, or like I said, you can press this button up here. And this one, if you want to just go ahead and use mine that I already created, you can go ahead and do that. So let's do social studies science for 20 points. What are 2 ways to maintain a healthy lifestyle? Go back, literacy for 40 points. What is the main idea of the book? Blank, and I would put a book we just recently read in there. Go back, wild card, write the equation and solve the problem below. I can do that, so on and so forth. So here's just an example free one for you, like I said, and you'll always want to go to the editable one to go ahead and type in your own questions.
So there you have it, end of year trivia that's completely editable and interactive. I really hope you enjoyed playing this game with your students. I know my students have loved this in the past. I wish I had a smartboard the last few years so that I could have done it this way instead of just, drawing the boxes on a whiteboard. This would have been much easier, so that is my gift to you. I hope you like it. Since I do know summer is coming up, I will still be here every Sunday. My videos might look a little bit different as we shift into summer, and then towards the end of summer, I will be back with a lot of new beginning of the school year tips and tricks and activities to do with your new batch of students. So as always, if you like this video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up and click the link to subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell. It's the only way you get notified of my brand new videos every single week. Thanks for watching. Bye. Police sirens.